It's a very warm welcome from the BCA Pool League World Championships at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, for this second chance 8-ball round 3 match between myself, Mike Holt, and Sabrina Peterson from Anchorage, Alaska. You see the Fargos are pretty close there, only 5 points between us, and I win the toss and get to break rack 1. So made the 2 in the side pocket there, but not such a desirable table. The only opener I can really see is this 4-ball in the left side pocket. So I think I'll go for that one. Unfortunately, a bit too acute, so I'll leave an open table for Sabrina. First met Sabrina here in Vegas, I think it was 2 years ago. We didn't actually play, but we were both in the parking lot of the convention center here, both of us in our Mercedes Sprinter vans. Nice shot there, little drawback. And a choice of options here. You can go for the thin cut on the 13. I don't think you can break much out there. The 11 appears to be tied. Could go for the 9, and that would avail shape on the 10. And then she could actually do something about that 15 ball. She gets the right angle on the 10. Just coming round to have a look where she'd want to be to achieve that. Yeah, I quite like this way of doing it, because you can break out that 15. Hopefully you've got a saver when you can be pretty sure you should be on the 13 if shape on the 15 doesn't work out. And moves the 6 out of the way. So I do believe the 13 will pass there into that corner. Unfortunately, the 11's still tied up. And no easy shot on this 15. I think the 8-ball blocks it in the side pocket. But there is a path through. Excuse me. Get my teeth all tied up. There's long shot in the bottom left corner. I'll have to try and steer the cue ball back towards the centre of the table if possible. Is it going to pull up in time? I'm not sure if it's gone far enough actually. And in fact, Sabrina's just going to play a safe here. So, just a tactical shot there. Was trying to liberate the 11, while leaving me no shot. Got the second part of it right. I think the 11's still a little tied up. All I can really go for from the attacking sense would be the 6 all the way up the rail, and I don't like that. So I'm thinking of just playing the 7, freeing the 7 and getting the cue ball between the 11 and the rail. So now the only shot Sabrina has really is to either kick or something, or to move the 11 out of the way, which is exactly what I would like her to do. I think she can try and play a real gentle shot. Freeze me here on the 3. I think I've got the shot at the 1 though. Just covered the 5. Could also go for the 4 if I wanted to. Just trying to weigh up all the strategic options here. Okay, it's the Flynn cut off the 6 and run away down the table, trying to block the pocket with the 6. Not sure I did that. Maybe the 13 would still go. But we're into a bit of a tactical battle now. And whilst it's great to watch break and runs and table runs and amazing run-outs, I definitely love this tactical side of 8-ball. I'm growing to love it more and more, and you need this side of your game. Because if one thing's for sure, you're definitely going to find yourself in these tactical battles when you're playing in the tournaments. And even in the league that we play in every week. Some pretty cagey players there. So I made the 13, glanced off the 11 but didn't free it. I think had she played that with a little bit more power, maybe we could have got the 7-ball out of the way and would have had a shot here. But actually, Sabrina called safe there, so the table passes to me. I'm just looking if I make the 1, make the 5, what sort of angle I could leave myself on the 4 if I wanted to try and break them out, but didn't like that. So once again, I'm running away off this 6-ball, trying to free the 6 this time. And I'm not exactly freed yet. I think it's still tied up there. If it's an attacking shot, if Sabrina wanted it, she could go for 15 in the top right and try and use bottom and left to get into the 11. But I think that's quite a risky shot. If you leave yourself with just one ball and your opponent's got 5 or 6, you're at a big disadvantage. So I think she's just trying to tuck this in and get it in between the 7 and the rail. But now the table appears open to me. Everything is available for the solids. The slightly tricky thing, you've got to do the 6 in the corner and leave yourself on the 3 along the rail. But first things first, I think I'm just going to mop up these 3 balls at the lower part of the table. I'll be slightly below the pocket line on this 4. I believe I've gone slightly past that point. So I just have to follow forward and get out past the 7. So now I can do a little stun shot here, leave myself the 3. And I'm going to do them a slightly more angle, just to make the positional side of this shot a bit easier, but should still be able to just bounce out one rail, get behind the 7-ball, and then maybe the easiest option here is to play for the 8 in the right centre. Looking at a small movement of the cue ball, leave yourself a straight shot, rather than trying to draw back or use the rails for one of the corner pockets. And that looks pretty good. So I'm pretty confident here that I will get a 1-0 lead after managing to come out on top of that little tactical battle we had there. There it is, that's the first right, and once again we'd humbly ask you to consider subscribing if you haven't already. Many thanks. And so Sabrina with the break here, rack 2. And the one had a little look down in the pocket, but decided it didn't want to go. And I just surveyed the table somewhat and think that I'm preferring the solids here. You can get on the 4. The 2 is available, the 7's available. Looking at the shape required for the 5. So it's all available if you can mind your cue ball. I'll come over to get rid of the 5 first, and I'm not leaving the ball isolated and unconnected. And try and draw out to round about where my tip is there. If I were to go too far, I could go for the 7. Don't want to leave it too short, and then you could be hooked. I was travelling a little further than I wanted. And now I'm going to probably have to cannon the 9 here. Well, misjudged that shot, hit the 2 on the way through, and that spoiled everything. I can't even make the 3 here. Only hit the right hand side of it. So going for the cross corner bank on the bottom and right to try and get the cue ball out of the way before the 3 comes back and double kisses it. Unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. So hand the table over to Sabrina, but not left a great deal. And in fact, Sabrina is electing to play safe here. Just going to play off the top side of the 10. I need the cue ball somewhere in that corner and put the 10 back in there against the 3. So I'm going for a combo here, trying to put the 7 onto the 6 onto the 7. Didn't quite make it. Still quite a congested table. Sabrina can start potting balls. He's just going to make this 15 now. Over pass a 9 into the top. Just looking to see whether the 9 will also go past the 6. Got 13 to contend with, and the 10's also real tied up. So just going for the 9 here. Try and break out that 13. I played that at a real slow pace, but does have a shot here at the 11. Try and put this down the rail into the bottom right. I would leave shape on the 12. Could perhaps leave an angle if she wanted to break the 10. Just by going past the pocket line for a fraction. Oh. Looks to be a little skinny. Could perhaps get into the 13. Oh, that's an excellent shot. Well, unlucky to finish so far behind the 6, but looks like there's a gap. Can she make this 10? Oh, and that's a great shot. Real nice. Unfortunately, she's just gone past ideal shape. You should have fished above the pocket line. It would have been a simple shot to get down for the 13, but now looks as though she may be settling for the bank. Yep. Top left pocket cold. hard to avoid the double kiss here. Could have done with being a little bit further over to the left with the cue ball. Yeah, and as you see, that ended up being a bit short down the long rail. That little flick on the 3 has possibly tied it up. I'm going to try this with right hand side. I want to try and dislodge the 2. I missed it. So, bit of a poor shot. Lost the cue ball a bit. But this 2 being frozen to the rail, it should be straightforward just to put it in. Bit of top and left. But not finished ideal here either. I'm not going to move the 3 off the 8 because that makes the 8 a little tricky for Sabrina to run out. So I'm just going to try and cut off the 6 and maybe block the path to the pocket with the 6, which I succeeded in doing. And we're into another tactical battle, and that's a clever shot there. Putting my ball in nullifies the advantage I had by having the extra ball. So just a little thin scrape off there. But I have left a bank. She's taken it on. Sabrina here, she's going to call the top left pocket. It's a bit of a thin cut. You want to try and cut this almost to that first diamond out from the top right pocket. Didn't quite cut it enough. Comes up a bit short. But I'm not looking at safe here. I'm going to go for the bank. I am trying to steer the cue ball around of 2 rails to maybe finish above and to the left of the, below and to the left of the 13 in case the bank misses. But I'm really trying to make this. And I'm very pleased to see that drop and shape being perfect on the 8. Helps even more, so it should be 2-0 now. But it was a battle. Once again, I'm asking you, if you've not subscribed already, to please consider doing so. It really does help us here at Mothlight TV. Helps us keep the channel going and bringing more videos like this. So here I am breaking in rack 3. 2-0 ahead. Not such a great break that time. Still a big cluster there below the spot. Sabrina with the extension on the cue, taking this 2 ball. And there's a choice here. There's a combination. Put the 5 in the corner. I should perhaps put the 1 directly in. Yeah, the 1's gone in directly. Broke up the 5-6. Sorry, the 5-3. And just dropping that ball in. Now a chance here on the 5 to get it into the stack, maybe free that 7 ball. Bit of bottom left spin. It's a great shot by Sabrina. And nudges the 4 as well. So 2 for the price of 1. Now it's a thin cut here. You could actually try and put it in off the 6, which would free the 6, and there it is. That's a great shot again. Could have been a little kind. It's a bit of a cutback, so just a bit awkward cueing, and the sighting, slightly blind pocket, and that I think cost her in the end there. Kind of slightly overhit it. So I'm trying to just roll this down. Not desperate to pot it. Just make sure I get cover. And I think I've covered the potting angle. Not quite sure from this angle whether she can just roll this in. No, I think she could only hit the right hand side of the 6 there. Oh, what an error that is. Oh dear, oh dear. Tried to catch it super thin and come back through the gap, but missed it altogether, so ball in hand. And not sure I would have taken 6 there. I think I may have taken the 4, hence it was a tougher ball to pocket. But this would win the game if you can make this. Just put in a little bit of right English on. Check the cue ball back across for the 8 in the top left. But just catches it a bit too thin there. So Sabrina gives me the table back. I'm relieved. I just don't draw out a bit here. Nice little nudge on the 9. I'll take the 9 next, I think. Just come around 2 rails towards the centre of the table. I'll have a choice of the 12 and the 14, the bottom right. Either of which would enable me to get rid of the 10. And I'm a little closer to this long rail than I would have liked. So I'm going to go for the 10 now. Cue ball will be going all the way up and hopefully back down the table, but I'm going to collide with the 8. And not ideal, but it's a straight shot on the 12. Got to back yourself to make these. Just do your fundamentals, don't hit it too hard, stay still. And if I draw back a couple of inches, got a straightforward shot on the 14. Wow, I've actually stunned forward a bit there, so I'm now taking the 14 in the bottom left with a lot of right English, a lot of inside here. And I'm going to line them up, aren't I? Yeah, that's not ideal. So, a bit of poor thinking here. I actually call safe, thinking I'm going to hook Sabrina behind the 13. But with the 11 dropping in, if I'd have called the side pocket, I could have been out there, so you need to always think about the situations that it's worth calling a pocket in those scenarios. So the jump stick is out. That was by no means easy sitting on the table and that hands me ball in hand. And so just a careful positional shot. And it should be 3-0 here. Yeah, that scenario happened when I was playing the Scotch doubles with my partner Wayne Crome. We learned that you should always call a shot unless you're intentionally wanting to give the table back to your opponent at the end of a game in some sort of tactical battle, because it might just go in. Thin cut here, just be careful, don't hit it too hard. I don't think the scratch is going to come into play in the bottom right. Once again, I'm asking if you've not subscribed already to please consider doing so. It really does help us here, trying to grow this channel. We appreciate it. So here we go, Sabrina breaking, rack 4. Quite a nice break there. Didn't hit him too hard, but they split nicely and she made a ball. Stripes look good here. Although that's not ideal now, just puts the 9 safe. Just drop this in the bottom left and keep going. I need to find a shot to get that 9 out of there. Have to be the 14 next, I think. Choice of options, you could try and play for the 13 or you could play for the 12. You'd want to be trying to leave an angle to get into that 9 if you could off either of those. Looks like the 12, the next ball. I just got a little awkward here. So, calling safe. Just trying to draw the cue ball back to a safe position. Drive the 12 around the table a little. But I've got a long shot here. I'm going to just drop this in. 6 passes in the side. but I'm going to take the 5 and try and break out the 2 right here. Not a topspin. And the 2 is free. So it's a thin cut on the 4. Try and miss all the furniture. Down and back up the table. Definitely be on the 2. If nothing else, but I think I may take the 6. So I need to break out that 3-7. And this isn't the ideal angle, but I think I can just about graze the 3. Oh, I just miss it. So second chance, I've got to try and catch it this time. Try and put this in the thick part of the pocket. Oh, and I just missed it on the other side. Sabrina having a little chuckle there. I missed my breakout twice. At my safe, I'm able to break out the 2 balls and leave a glued to the 13. So it's safe here. So you're trying to find this bottom right corner of the table, which is the safety zone. But looking at this, I can cut this in and use the 13 as a stopper. Mighty fun. But it's got a high tariff. And there it is. And that leaves me pretty much perfect. Just checking where I need to be for the 8. And I don't need to do anything at all. Just bounce off the rail a couple of inches and no danger of the scratch from the 8 because the 12 is going to be a stopper for the cue ball. So once again, please consider subscribing if you're enjoying what you're watching. We do appreciate it. And this 8 ball for 4-0, and that'll get me on the hill. Here we go. I've got the break here, rack 5. Give him a good whack. Unfortunately, come up dry. So Sabrina going to take the stripes here. Don't look too bad actually. I think the 12's a bit tricky. It looks as though it can squeeze in the left side of the pocket. That's what she's trying here. Unfortunately, catches the 6 on the way in, so hands the table over. I'm going to go for the 2 here. And follow up with the 4. Still got a lot of work to do with congestion around that top right and right centre. But looks like the 3 will go here, so I can use this to try and break things up. A power forward, not a topspin. And actually wanted to try and put that in off the 12 there if I could. Just catch the edge of the 12, that would have opened things up, but I end up playing safe. So my saviour is that 12 ball, means that no matter what happens, Sabrina's got to pull out a great shot to run these balls out. Just playing safe here. I'll leave me in this bottom right hand corner of the table. And I'm trying to break a few of these out. Don't play with a lot of left. I'll try and catch the 5 or the 1. Still a way to go in this safety battle. Got a chance here for Sabrina, so you can cut this 10 in and career into the 7 and hopefully use that to break out a ball. She's caught the 5, and actually that's worked out a treat, but just unlucky to finish glued to the 13. Had she got a shot on the 13 there, she was looking at running the table out. So now just got to try and find a safe area. So just clipping off this, running down the table. But I think, and the cue ball's coming all the way back up, I can just deflect this 5 in off the 6. I'm not sure it was going to move the 12, but Yeah, it's just push the one over to the left side. And I'm thinking I could have the match here. I do want to try and get pretty flat behind this, and I'm just a little fraction out. And just actually put that into the rail and just caught the bump of the middle pocket. A fraction too thick. So a chance for Sabrina. Get herself on the scoreboard here. Keep the match alive. Just a little delicate shot here. It's thinner than it looks, this. I think she's playing with a lot of left spin. And cue ball goes back and forth and finishes up pretty much in the same spot as the 10 was in. So it was the 12, wasn't it? So this 8 ball for 4-1. You're just in the feet now, he's trying to get settled. And once again, we humbly ask, if you've not done so already, if you consider subscribing, it would be greatly appreciated. As Sabrina makes the 8, takes rack 5, and she's got the break here in rack 6. And again, it's a nice break. Makes a ball in the side and pretty open here. Taking the solids. Where's the cue ball going? Ooh. It's a bank shot here, playing the 5 cross side. Nicely played. Comes down for angle on the 4 ball. Cut this in and probably flick the 10 away from the rail and stay on the 2. It just grazes off the 10. That's a little unfortunate, but it's not too bad. Looking good here on the 7. This would give nice shape on the 1 in the opposite side. But plays it quite hard. I'm not sure if I'd have played it like that. So is it a safe coming up here? Yeah. I'm not, could have done with the cue ball being a little further on, so I have an opener in the side pocket here. Going to push forward on a shot on the 9. Coming around 2 rails here. And just a little delicate shot here, leave myself on the 10. And just slightly concerned about the proximity of the 8 ball. And that was enough to put me off there. Got to go down as a bad miss when you have those balls sitting there with the match waiting. So another chance for Sabrina to steal. Got to get this in the bottom left. It's a great shot. Make the 1 here, but she's going to have difficulty getting on that 3 ball. So it's just as safe. She plays, but there is a combo here, and I call the combo. How's it going to finish? Oh, it's not bad. I've got the 10 here. Just going to try and run into the 13. Nudge it down the table. This is a little easier than the one I missed in the last rack. And just looking now, it's a little drawback of about 4 or 5 inches to leave a straight 8 in the center. I think I prefer that over rolling forward because as you can see, if I roll forward, I'm going to get closer to the rail, whereas drawing back, I'm going to be slightly further away from the rail, and that makes all the difference. So real pleased to see that one drop. And a straightforward 8-ball here. This for a 5-1 win over Sabrina Peterson. Thanks, Sabrina, for the game. And for those of you who've enjoyed watching, please consider subscribing. We would greatly appreciate it. And do come back soon to Mothlight TV, where you'll be seeing the remainder of the matches from this second chance 8-ball singles tournament here at the BCA Pool League World Championships in Las Vegas.